Hi, I'm Matt Hall. I'm the QBE Airmanship Ambassador. Another major part of airmanship is making sure that your aircraft is healthy as well. Now, the funny thing about aviation, when you're driving a car, if there's a problem with it, you just pull over on the side. If you're in a boat and there's a problem with it, you get into the dinghy. Worst case scenario, you actually get out and swim. With a plane, you're going to end up on the ground in the very near future, whether you like it or not, and whether the circumstances are good or not. So the key is to not have anything go wrong in the first place. And that requires routine and discipline and knowledge about your specific aircraft. So when you're pre-flighting your aircraft, it's important that you have a routine you follow every time. That's how you're going to stop missing stuff. That's how you're going to strap into the cockpit confident that you haven't missed anything. Now, another common thing with pre-flights that's often talked about is the interruption, the distraction. If it happens, you've just got to cut it there, go back to the starting point and start again. Don't start again but think, I've already done that. Start again from scratch and make sure you touch everything you'd normally touch, you'll tighten everything you'd normally tighten, and you check everything you would normally check. Now, I'm in a very fortunate situation whereby the majority of the planes I fly are actually owned by me, and I have my own employees that maintain these aircraft for me. So it's very easy for me to make sure that the maintenance has been conducted correctly, the maintenance is up to date, and the maintenance release is all up to date and items have been ticked off. If you're a member of a flying club or you're in a syndicate for aircraft, or you've got a friend that lets you borrow their aircraft, it's a slightly different situation. You need to be very aware of what the recent history of that aircraft is. You need to go into the maintenance release and make sure there's no outstanding items that need to be inspected or conducted. You need to probably spend a bit more time doing that pre-flight as well. You need to have an active mindset that you're looking for a reason not to go flying, rather than just doing a pre-flight with already an expectation that you are going to go flying. When I was very young, I used to fly a lot with my dad. We flew an Oster towing gliders. One day we were doing a pre-flight and I'm just following my dad around. He gets to the end of the pre-flight and he says, "Well, that's no good." All of a sudden, I was disappointed. I didn't think we were going to go flying. I thought he'd found something wrong with the plane. So I said, "Hey Dad, what's wrong with it?" He said, "That's the problem. I didn't find anything wrong with it. Probably means I wasn't looking hard enough." So he did another pre-flight. That's a correct mentality you should have when you're doing a pre-flight. You're actively looking for what is wrong with the plane so you can fix it on the ground before you get in the air. And finally, part of the pre-flight of the aircraft is actually forming a relationship with it. The part of the pre-flight where you're walking around, touching it, getting to know it, but also you go to the books. You make sure that when the MR is correct, you then go into the flight manual, have a quick run through the flight manual. What are the critical speeds? What are the critical engine limits? What are the specifics on this particular plane that you may not be current on that you need to re-familiarize yourself with? The pre-flight of the aircraft is not just about the mechanical state of the aircraft, it's forming that bond, making sure that you as the pilot are ready to fly this particular aircraft, and this particular aircraft is very serviceable to carry you, the pilot, and your passengers around safely.